Hello, everybody. Welcome for my laptop. I will record this Patreon from my laptop because, yeah, I'm going to the off and making a quick stop in Paris. And I was in Paris. I was at the Iris van Herpen exhibition. It was really, really nice. I think everyone that's like fashion inspired, nature inspired should visit it. I think it was like really, really amazing to see like all the fashion, the dresses, the R&D development, etc. So for this Patreon today, here are by the way some photographs I taken at the exhibition. And there was one big R&D room with all her, yeah, exploration, basically. And I really like those Voronoi patterns and those spherical, I don't know, like line patterns, and then bound to like little spheres on the connecting points. And I think why not do this also those like irregular Voronoi patterns? And yeah, we will just play around today a little bit with those patterns. Also, those paper cutouts are like fucking amazing. Just look at those. Yeah. So we will do some R&D and mostly geometrical R&D. And after that, yeah, you can render that out. You can play even more. And just so you know, I will be at the off next week, the off festival in Barcelona. Yeah, if someone is there, you can write me on Patreon or Instagram, etc. We'll be happy to meet up. So we will start with GeoNode here, and let's just call this Geo R&D forms and dive inside there. And for the first thing, I want to play a little bit with this like asymmetrical or not asymmetrical. It would be like of a random Voronoi. So it would be not like a spread out uniformal Voronoi. It would be like a little bit imperfect in um some ways. So what I want to do is to start basically would be the best to start with a grid, and what I want to do, I want to match the size, so scale to fit, and just copy, so just drag and drop the rows onto the columns, and then let's go for 150. And what I want to do, I want to basically introduce a little bit of noise. So let's get a null here out. Let's call it out grid. And what I want to do is to basically place down a point lock. I want to introduce a noise, and that noise will then control our, yeah, basically our scatter points. I hope it will record. Should be fine. Will then wait, is there? Okay. um, those scattered points will then influence our Voronoi node. So let's call it maybe set density mask. Masking the density, that should be fine. Yeah. Set set density mask. And now we will mask out basically with, for example, an anti-aliased noise could be a thing, or I think a uniform noise would be also cool. So let's place down a uniform noise static into position, and we can then get a ramp. Let's get a ramp parameter, drop that down, and I will select the spline ramp, and after that, find export, and I will just call that scatter underscore mask masking scatter mask. Okay, cool. And then we will choose a noise, but before that, let's just get here linear. Click the visualizer icon. I want like basically a basic ramp. So let's just do 0.5. 0.5, and this will be white, and let's go blue. Okay, now we see we will need to make the frequency smaller. So I will just place a constant here, and we'll pipe that up to, I don't know, maybe 5. Let's go for 5, and I will use another noise type. Let's go for cellular noise. Maybe a little bit of fractality, so maximum octaves, maybe 2. I think 2 should be fine. And what I want to do, I want to decrease it like a little bit. And then give the noise a little bit more contrast. For example, something like that. And after that, let's copy our scatter mask. And I want to get down scatter. And with the scatter node, we can now basically use our density attribute here and type in the scatter mask. And now you can see our points are only scattered on our initial mask that we already computed here in our point warp. Let's arrange that a little bit. Okay. Now what I want to do to get rid of the relaxed iterations, and let's go for 99, so not that much. And after that, we can place down a Voronoi fracture and detoggle the create interior surface. We need the points and the geometry. And now you can see our Voronoi grid is basically there and it's fractured. Now we can play like a little bit more. So we get those small pieces and those big pieces, which is pretty cool. And after that, we could place a loop. And what we then can do, we can smooth it out, so group. Let's go with smooth edge. Include unshared edges. Let's just move that. We could also remesh it. Mm, let's just also go for maybe a clean grid as an input. So just to pick two. And then we can remesh that better. By ourselves. Hmm. And now you basically can decide how organic you want that to be. And after that, there are now several methods. Maybe we could also do another thing. Let's get a transform and a centroid function. So I scaled it like a little bit down here. And now, let's go again for the original grid. Get a mask from geometry here. Type it in. And we definitely need to dial up the resolution here. So it is like a, yeah, like more of a brute force method. Let's go a little bit smaller. Mm, maybe 0.85. And then we can basically delete everything that is not the mask. So add mask equals 1. And let's get another smooth edge. Oops. And then we can smooth that out basically again, which is pretty cool. Let's go for 3, or let's go just, you can see here, for example, we don't want that. So maybe increase the resolution of the grid. 600, 700, I don't know. Let's go for 700 and see how that will. That's way better. Oh, okay, here's like one more, but let's just not for that. Also points would be better, but oh my god. Let's go Let's go a little bit more smaller. Of course, we could smooth it out, but that's a little bit better. Of course, there's now way more distance between each segment, but I think that's not bad. Let's go filter quality 1 and 350, for example. And then, of course, we need to remesh basically the whole thing. Let's go for adaptive here. I think that should do a pretty fine job. Oh, my tea is empty. But no problem. And then you got something like this. So you have like a more organic pattern, which is bigger in spare parts or in the spare noise function, which is pretty cool, I think. And then you can, for example, render this out. You could extrude it. For example, let's go. Mm, let's keep this. Let's go for both directions and not so deep. Looks not bad. And then the cool thing is what we could do. We can then actually symmetrize this. Whoops. Yes. No. 90 degrees. Maybe something like this. And then we could bend it. So let's go from here to here. And I want to scale it. And then the other option would be to bend it again. So let's get another bend node. And I want to bend this in both directions, but let's get roughly the middle here to here. And then what we do is like bend it like that or like that. And we could also taper it a little bit. So this is then, of course, completely up to you. And after that, we could VDB the whole thing to get a little bit more smooth edges. We need higher resolution, and we could also incorporate smooth there. So after that, VDB smooth SDF. And then maybe 8. And then cool. We can convert VDB that back to polygons. And after the conversion, we could also place down an attribute blur. Proximity, don't pin the border points. And I don't know, maybe let's just try 50 for now and then okay, that's already a good amount, I think. And yeah, then you get something like that. And the cool thing is it's procedural. You can play, for example, with the offset, so 666. And you will hopefully end up with a whole nother piece. Yep, there we go. Oh, that's also cool. That's nice. I like it. And yeah, now you can like experiment with that, play around with the force, with the force, with the patterns, with different band angles, geometry, of course. Don't use like a 2D geometry like a grid. Use a 3D geometry. Use a human body. Maybe do your own fashion inspired stuff now, um, etc. And yeah, try around with that, with the noises, scatter out Voronoi. Yeah, I hope you like this more for short Patreon video, and I will see you then next month with a new longer one when I'm back at home. And yeah, I hope you liked it. If you got a question, just write me. And if you are at the off festival in Barcelona, yeah, just send me a message and then I will find time and we can hang out for a cup of tea or something else. Cool. I will see you in the next one.